Discover how Shadow of Mordor could be the key to saving live service games. Live service games have become an increasingly popular trend in recent years. These games are designed to keep players engaged and connected, offering regular updates, events, and exclusive content. However, not all live service games are created equal, and many struggle to keep players engaged long-term. That's where Shadow of Mordor comes in. Released in 2014, Shadow of Mordor is an action-adventure game set in the universe of The Lord of the Rings. While the game was well received by critics and players, it was not designed as a live service game. However, a feature of the game known as Nemesis may provide clues as to how to improve the gameplay and longevity of live service games. The Nemesis system is a gameplay mechanic that allows players to interact with enemies on a more personal level. Each enemy has its own personality and backstory, and the game takes into account the player's previous interactions with those enemies. If a player is defeated by an enemy, that enemy may rise in the hierarchy and become a more powerful rival the next time the player encounters it. Similarly, if a player manages to defeat an enemy, that enemy may become a useful ally in the future. This system creates a sense of history and progression within the game, making the player's interactions with enemies more meaningful. Additionally, the Nemesis system encourages experimentation and exploration of the game, as players are incentivized to find and interact with new enemies to discover their unique backstories and personalities. This gameplay mechanic could be applied to live service games to increase the game's longevity. Instead of relying solely on new content and updates, developers can create systems that allow players to build their own stories within the game. This would create a sense of long-term progress, making the game more engaging and extending its lifespan. Furthermore, the Nemesis system could be used to provide user-generated content, allowing players to create and share their own stories within the game. This would create a stronger and more engaged community around the game, which could lead to greater player retention and long-term revenue. In summary, Shadow of Mordor's Nemesis system could be a key to improving the gameplay and longevity of live service games. By allowing players to build their own stories within the game and creating a stronger and more engaged community, developers can increase player retention and long-term revenue.